So over a lifetime, what we lose is full range of motion of any joint. And that's where we start getting joint problems because we get non-uniform wear. So imagine if my arm has this full range of motion and suddenly I only start moving this small range of motion. I start wearing out a certain percentage of joint and I don't allow healing and restoring of the full joint face. So by creating full range of motion, it creates healing. And that's why I tell people, in order for the heels to heal, in order for the knees to heal, you have to be able to fully bend and straighten your knees. Otherwise, your knees can't heal. And so that is true with any joint in the body. And surprisingly, the knee is the simplest joint in the body. And because it only really does one thing, it flexes and extends. The other joints do much, much more. And that's why we have to work on opening up the range of motion in all the joints. Secondly, we talk about athletic ready posture. That is that the lower half of the body acts as a spring, upper half of the body elongates so we can activate something called the righting reflex. That's the head-neck complex. So we want to be able to activate that and not get them confused because over a lifetime we reverse it. We start locking out the legs and we let the upper body go. So we want to reverse it, elongate the upper body, lower the lower half of the body. And in order to do that, we actually have to practice. But we're going to open up all the complexities that allow for this to happen. And we're going to start with this little lacrosse ball. Mine's green, your guys' is orange. We're going to go over one of the biggest details in this whole class is keeping your feet parallel. So put the ball underneath your left foot. You're going to get your feet parallel. We're going to fire up what we call first chakra, that's your pelvic floor. Second chakra, that's your lower abs. Third chakra, your upper abs. Then you're going to get your head over the top of your pelvic floor. And you're going to roll out the bottom of your left foot. You can hold on to the roller if you need a little balance. Abs are nice and tight. Keep your feet parallel, chest up. For right now, both legs are locked out. Because I want you to feel what that feels like. You're going to do a heel lateral aspect of your foot, ball your foot, your toes. That's gravitational. And then you can do the arches of your feet and in between your toes. You can go side to side as long as your feet stay parallel.
Yeah. Try to keep your legs straight, and so the movement is coming from your hip rather than just from your knee.
Keep the abs engaged. Keep breathing.
Most importantly, smile up.
Realize the pain that you're feeling in your foot has nothing to do with this ball. It has to do with how you use your foot during a week. So none of this equipment causes pain, you do. Okay, now we're going to bend both knees. Abs are nice and tight, and like Mario said, move from the hip. Chest stays up, shoulder blades down and back. Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and heart are to the horizon. Those are your sense organs. Make sure they can see the horizon. And then breathe. Keep your feet parallel.
And smile.
And then you're going to take it behind you. This is going to be the hardest to keep your feet parallel, but try to keep those feet parallel as you roll back behind you. Chest up, eyes up, smiles up. Don't look down. Nothing interesting on this floor. Try to keep those feet parallel though. So I know the foot wants to turn out behind you, but try to keep it as straight and tracking as straight as possible. And you want to be able to feel it and not see it. Keep breathing. Oh, yeah. And then good. We're going to switch sides. Roll out the bottom of this foot. See if it feels exactly the same or more tender or less tender. We don't like imbalance. Remember, the pain that you're feeling in the bottom of your foot has nothing to do with the ball. Abs are nice and tight. First, second, third chakras are on. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. You can frown all the rest of the day. You're going to smile now. The reason is your facial expression is a direct connection to your frontal cortex, and it helps you form relationships. And relationships aren't always with people. It's parts of your body, your environment, and balance. Learning, all sorts of neat things. Okay, now bend your knees. Same thing. Roll out your foot. Hello.
I'm ready.
You're going to yoga, aren't you? Keep rolling it out. Keep your abs engaged. And now take it back behind you. Same thing. We're looking for that feet parallel. Over a lifetime, if you can keep feet parallel, you disfigure your body the least. When your feet start turning out, you start flattening your butt. You start affecting your knees. Keep breathing. Okay. Abs. And now we're going to see how it affects flexibility. We're going to do our first forward fold. Feet are flat on the ground. You're going to take the roller underneath your hands. We're going to go as close to 90 degrees as you can to your body. First, second, third chakras are fired up. First chakra is your pelvic floor. Second chakra is your lower abs. Third chakra is your upper abs. Long spine. And then turn your knees out slightly as you do this. This will help open up your shoulders.
So really try to pull the energy from the arches of your feet up through your inner thighs, lifting the pelvic floor. Connecting your pubic bone to your belly button.
I'm sorry.
Squeezing the belly button to your spine. Try to use your abs to bring the upper body closer towards your legs.
Fire up your quads. Keep the first, second, third chakras fired up. So we're stretching muscles and not joints. So if you feel this into joints, figure out how to pull it back into muscles. And then we're going to slowly come back up as we counter the stretch, going in the opposite direction. You're going to lean back, push down on the roller to assist you. Make sure your abs stay on. You should feel no pressure in your low back. Shoulder blades are down and back. We're working on upright posture. Keep breathing. When in doubt, stick it out. That's your heart. Okay. And then come back up again. Block will go under your right ball of your foot. Left ball of your foot. Abs are nice and tight. You are sucking in your tummy. Feet are parallel. Shoulder blades are down and back. Head's over top of your pelvic floor. Suck in your tummy. And then pump your hips forward.
So try to get your feet as close to side by side as best you can. And engage your abs, lifting the pelvic floor, engage the lower abs. As you pump, you should feel the stretching of your calves.
This is your gastrocnemius. This affects your shoulder posturing. So if you notice your shoulders are rounding, it's not because of your shoulders, it's because of this muscle. Smiles are up. Now we're going to get really exciting. We're going to prevent fall in hiking and walking. You're going to step forward, hips go forward, step back, hips go back. Keep your feet parallel, steps forward, hips forward. Really watch your foot in the rear. Make sure you're not turning out in the rear, but try to keep that foot parallel. Abs are nice and tight. You're breathing. You guys are really intense this morning. Smile up. Abs. Feel what it feels like to stretch and elongate your calf muscle.
Keep breathing. Last one. 10.
And this really helps you prevent falling on your face, so it's important that we do this. Ball goes under the ball of your, a block goes under the ball of your right foot. Abs are nice and tight, sucking your tummy.
We're pumping first.
Oh yeah, we're pumping first. Abs are nice and tight, sucking your tummy. Shoulder blades are down and back. Pump, pump, pump those hips forward. Yes. Notice if one side's tighter than the other. We call it an unintentional limp. If one group of muscles are tighter, you're going to limp unintentionally. To the brain, it's the same as if you're injured. Suck in that tummy. Whoops. Maria does not like the term unintentional limp. She's thinking of a better term.
20.
Okay, then step forward, hips forward, step back, hips back. Feel what this feels like. Keep your chest up, keep your smiles up, keep breathing. Relax your hands, we're not using our hands. Smiles are up.
10.
Okay, then from here, we did forward fold, yeah. We did?
No,
No.
we didn't. We just did flat 2 feet forward fold before we
Oh,
started
yes.
the block.
Then switch back again. So now we're going to go after a muscle called the soleus. So your feet are once again parallel. And then you're going to bend and straighten your left leg. Keep your right leg straight. This is a deep muscle, the calf muscle. It's also called the second heart. It's the one that pumps blood from your lower extremity back to your heart.
Everybody relax your face. Smile up.
It's the security guard. He's looking.
He's all, I want to stretch
Yeah,
too.
he's kind of like looking at the door like, are there people
Oh,
in there?
yeah, very strange reflection makes it.
Yeah,
What are you
he's
doing?
looking to see if we're in here. I guess.
We
I don't-
are, we can wait.
Yeah, now he's like looking.
Good for him. Abs. Feel the lengthening of this muscle group. See how it affects you vascularly.
20.
Okay, then we're going to do a forward fold. Once again, we want as close to 90 degrees as we can. You're sucking in your tummy, your shoulder blades are down and back. Oh, we are going to work on you being tall.
Keep breathing.
It is amazing how
Hollow out your belly and really try to bring that pubic bone to your belly button.
tight muscles can affect posture. Or, as Maria just pointed out, not supporting the correct parts of your body can affect posture as well. Okay, we're going to come back up nice and tall. Hands go over the top of your head. So you're going to arch backwards as you pump backwards. No pressure in your low back because you're going to keep your abs nice and tight. Smiles are up. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. Y'all live in Hawaii. You should be smiling.
10.
Okay, we're going to do the other side. Ball goes underneath the ball of your right foot. Abs are nice and block. Block goes underneath the ball of your right foot. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to bend and straighten your right leg. Notice if this leg bends the same or less than the other side. Chest up.
So if it feels like your knee's not bending, that's tightness.
Yes. One of the best ways to lower your blood pressure is to actually stretch out your calves. Smiles are up. Abs. Keep breathing.
Everybody's wondering why that is.
Because the
Michael,
soleus is the
you
second
stopped.
heart, and there's the saphenous vein and artery that go up the back of the legs. And as you decrease the pressure, it affects the renal artery, which lowers your blood pressure.
Renal.
Renal, as in kidneys? The kidneys, yeah.
Thank you.
Relax your hands.
It's Halloween.
Thriller. Okay.
20.
And then we're going to stretch forward. Notice what it feels like to stretch this muscle. It should be nice and easy. This should take a whole lot of pressure off your low back. You should not feel this in any joints because we're stretching muscles.
Again, keep lifting that pelvic floor. Hollow out that belly. Bringing the pubic bone closer to your belly button. Keep breathing. Try to relax your neck and shoulders.
And then we're going to counter stretch. We're going to go in the opposite direction. Arms go over the top of your head. You're going to just lean back. No pressure in your low back because you're going to tighten your abs. But now you see the impact of the calf muscle on shoulder function. So Mario and I do not do shoulder rehabilitation until we open up the calves. So when we're working with clients and stuff.
10.
Okay, good. We're going to switch directions for a second. You're going to come onto your left knee, right foot goes forward. Now we're going to activate into the riding reflex. You're going to keep your head over the top of the block. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to do hip circles without moving your head. Every athletic motion is hidden in a hip circle, so if you can do a hip circle, you are not compensating. But if you cannot do a complete hip circle, you're compensating in some other part of your body, typically your neck, if not your shoulders.
Opposite direction.
Smiles are up. The fact that I have to remind you guys, it means you are not smiling. And Maria and I feel scared.
See how I'm turned this way?
Bunch of people not smiling at you, wiggling their hips is scary.
10.
Okay, stretch forward. Deep stretch of the rectus femoris. Abs are nice and tight. Make sure there's no pressure in your low back. You're opening things up. We're going to work the hamstrings real quickly. You're just going to bend and straighten that rear leg. Keep your hips forward. Don't let your hips go back as you bend and straighten your legs. This will tell you if you have tight calves or, quads. Point your toes as you do this because that's the biomechanics of running.
And feel the cramp.
Yes.
10.
If you feel it in your foot, you got it in the wrong part of your body, reach back, grab a hold of your foot. I'll help you. Let's put the roller under this hand. Okay. Oh, almost there. Almost there. There you go. That's your foot. Chest up. Chest
Switch
up.
hands. There you go.
There you go. Get the rebalance. Got it?
Shara, switch your hands.
Chest up.
The harder side.
Everybody's got a harder side. Let's see what leg is forward.
So keep your abs engaged and really, really try to open up that hip flexor.
This is very much a postural muscle. You can see how if this was tight, it would force you into flexion or rounding of your low back. Abs are nice and tight.
Keep breathing.
Eyes up, smiles up. Hips forward. Push those hips forward.
10.
Okay. From here, we're going to do a little balance work. Hands going to stick them up. Abs engaged. Lift, hold, gently lower. Lift, hold, gently lower. Smiles are up. This makes sure you can walk safely. Breathe. What number is that?
6.
Oh. Now the question is toes on the ground, toes off the ground. It doesn't matter, but take your toes off the
10.
ground and it's actually easier. Okay, keep your hands and stick them up. You're gonna take your foot up off the ground and you're gonna do hip circles. I'm doing them. You will feel your
10.
butt working. Opposite direction. Okay, so we don't want leg circles. We want hip circles. Yeah. So this will help you if you suddenly find yourself on one leg, holding a watermelon on top of a very tall building.
10.
Okay, watch this. No hands. Switch sides. Activating in the riding reflex. Head is over the top of the block. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to do hip circles. Whoops. Once again, if you fall down in this class, you get no sympathy. It is an opportunity to get back up again. Make sure your knee's centered on the block.
10.
Opposite direction. There you go. Work from your abs, not from your neck or your mouth. Relax your hands. Keep your knees still.
10.
And then we're going to stretch forward, opening up that rectus femoris. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. Keep breathing. Jaws are relaxed. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Suck in that tummy. No pressure into any joints. Your low back, your knee, your neck, no pressure there. This should be in muscles.
10,
Okay, come back, grab a hold of your foot, and stretch forward. Opening up that rectus maris, switch sides. Hands, yeah.
keep your pelvic floor lifted, abs engaged, belly button to
Chest up.
spine. Keep breathing. Relax your face, relax your neck.
This is a charge position. Keep breathing.
10,
10. Okay, come out of this. We're going to come momentarily into kneeling. If you got short arms like I do, you can use 2 blocks. But what you're going to do is lean back. We're going to do sit-ups here. Hands are back behind you. You're going to suck in your tummy and then release. Suck in your tummy, release. Chest up. Smiles up. Lean back. Yes. Okay, how many is that?
6,
Okay. I cannot count.
10.
Okay, now we're going to intensify by lifting your knees up off the ground and continuing to suck in your tummy and release. This stretches out the anterior muscles of your feet, the flexor digitorum muscles and tibialis anterior. Suck in that tummy. Change the shape of your abdomen, because unless you change the shape of your abdomen, it's never going to change shape.
10.
Okay, curl those toes under. If you feel like your toes are going to snap off, that means drive your heels backwards. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in the tummy. You got to take these blocks, put them back behind you once again. Try to keep your knees together. And sit-ups. Keep breathing. The toes got to be able to bend both ways, so when you kick the coffee table, it has 2 options to go instead of snapping off of you.
10.
Now, we're going to push our hips forward. Same thing. Suck in that tummy, release. Suck in that tummy, release. Keep breathing.
10.
Okay. Now we're going to work on glute max. We're going to start out with the roller. We're going to do several sequences through the glute max. You're going to have a seat on top of your roller. Okay, whenever you use equipment, I want you to go heavy on the equipment, light on your wrists. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Then you're going to put all your weight on that right butt cheek. And then you're going to roll out this butt cheek. We're ironing out your glute max and your piriformis complex. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. Smiles are up. Look at that. Right in a row. All the mosquito bites. Must have had my legs crossed. If your butt is sore, it's because you clench your butt all day long. It's not because you're a roller. How many is that?
15.
Okay. Abs. Smiles. Okay, switch sides. Glute max is so important in the propulsion of the human body forward. If you lose your glute max, you start losing the ability to walk forward and you start waddling. Abs are nice and tight. Smiles are up. Whoo. So there's all sorts of things that affect your forward fold that have nothing to do with your hamstrings. This is the second one. First one was the calves. Second one is your glute max. Okay, how many is that?
18.
19, 20. So we're going to check out our forward fold again. As you have a seat on the ground and touch your toes. You should feel like it's safer to get to your toes. It may not be more flexible, but it should feel like it's less in your back.
So as you do this, really try to suck that belly button to your spine. Use your abs to bring the body forward.
You can do it, Carolyn.
Keep the energy connected through your inner thighs,
Yes.
lifting through the pelvic floor. Again, that pubic bone closer to your belly button.
And this is like a sit-up, so you're using your abs to pull you forward.
Inhale. Exhale, squeeze those abs. Bring your upper body closer to your legs.
Okay, we're going to immediately counter stretch. You're going to take this ball. Oh, I have to move the microphone. The ball's going to go in the small of your back, and you're going to counter stretch. You're going to go in the opposite direction, and your body's going to hate this. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to rock side to side. If you feel pressure in your low back, that means you've been activating your psoas muscle. If you feel pressure in the front of your hips, that means you activated your iliacus muscle. But if you feel stretch in what would be your six-pack, that means you activated your rectus abdominis and you did the right thing. Just rock it out. Remember, nothing in the human body has a single function. So as we move the different parts of your body around, it's not just about your low back. It is about your intestines, your kidneys, your reproductive organs, your stomach, liver, spleen, and pancreas. Okay, sit back up again. The ball is going to go under your right booty cheek. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Abs are nice and tight, your chest is up. And you're rolling out your booty cheek. If you want to make it more intense, grab that ankle, pull it in. If you want to make it super intense, reach and grab your knee, pull it in, and stretch out this booty cheek. Remember to breathe. Smile up. You guys could be angry later. Yes, the ball is not hurting you. It is your life of butt clenching that's
You can
hurting
blame
you.
Michael. It's okay.
Oh. But you're going to almost immediately notice where you work compensate. So if your butt's tight, you got to move somewhere else to get flexibility. So your shoulders may start hurting, or it may refer somewhere else in your body. How many is that? Switch sides. Grab your ankle, pull it in. Grab a hold of your knee, pull it in. Roll out this booty cheek. Notice it feels the same or different. It should feel the same. That was a big hint. Keep sucking in your tummy, or you will go flipping off this ball. Remember, circles are round, and you're on top of a round object, so it should be nice and circular.
20.
Okay, now we're going to make this even more fun. You're going to grab your little lacrosse ball. You're going to put that underneath your right butt cheek. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee, and you're going to roll out your booty cheek. It will feel like someone is shooting you in the ass. I want you to get anything that feels sore, the side of your hip, on top of your hip, right over a piriformis muscle. Keep breathing. You actually have to roll on top of it. Notice if it refers somewhere funny, like in your shoulders, you're like, why does my neck feel tight? It's actually your butt referring.
So sometimes when we feel body or tightness in different parts of our body, we like to let our abs go and just kind of let it go in the middle. And it feels like you get a little extra space there. Anytime you stretch or you feel tension in your body, you really want to engage your abs.
Mario calls that time under tension. We want to keep tension in our body as we're working our body and not like let it dissipate. Try not to make the blowy face. Smile up instead. Okay, and then switch sides. Look how easy that was to switch sides. Should take but a second. Switch your legs. Switch your legs. Yeah, there you go. Oh.
A little bit more painful this way.
It's like cracking the rust off. Just see what everything feels like. Ooh. Okay. Not yet, now? Okay. Go ahead, touch your toes, see if you're closer. You should feel a whole lot closer because we've opened up two of the major muscle groups. That would be your calves and your glute max. Oh, surprise, surprise. Okay. We're going to get one more muscle group in this position. We're going to come onto our knees. The roller's in front of you. And what we're going to do is roll out our quads. I want you to primarily use your abs. Like I said, you're heavy on the roller, light on your wrists. You can even go on your elbows. You can get one side more than the other. Oh, if you find a sore spot, bend and straighten your leg till it breaks up, because there shouldn't be any sore spots. Oh, yes, roll, roll, roll. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Keep breathing. Turning purple is not an option. Keep your abs engaged. Notice how when you, as Maria described, feel tension in one part of your body, you try to relieve it somewhere else. Try to maintain tension as you feel tension, so your body learns how to manage work and energy. Okay, you're not supposed to look like you're crawling across the desert with no water. Smile. Okay, from this position, you're just going to go into rolling your shins. This is your tibialis anterior. There's two ways of doing it. You can go heavy on your hands, and that means your legs are free, or you can go heavy on your shins, which means there's less weight in your hands. Either way works. And then you're going to drop your toes down. We're going to start with the roller closer to your knees, because we're going to do range of motion work. You're going to go back and forth, back and forth. As you move it down your shin, you're going to notice it's less range of motion. And when it finally gets down to your ankles, it's a lot more balance. So you can just play with it, moving it around, periodically moving. Smiles are up. Shoulder blades are down and back. Neck's nice and relaxed because we're activating the righting reflex. We're going to come out of this by rolling the iliotibial band, everyone's favorite, the side of your leg. If you feel any pain or suffering, just bend and straighten your leg, break it up, because it shouldn't be there. If it's there, it means you're clenching your butt during the day.
So if it's really, really tender, you can put your one foot on the mat,
Wimps.
cross it over.
Yeah.
Oh. If you go all the way up into your hip, you'll get something called the tensor fasciolata, and you can flex and extend your hip. Those are all the correct sounds we're hearing. But this causes all sorts of false low back pain and knee pain. This is why we want to break it up. This in Eastern medicine is also the gallbladder channel, so it opens up all sorts of things around anger and resentment. And whenever you feel ready, you can do the opposite side. It is a stretch. Bend and straighten that leg. Ooh. Keep breathing. I thought it was you screaming. It's me screaming. If you get all the way into your hip, you could flex and extend your hip. Whoa. Bend and straighten that leg. Break it up, break it up. You will not die from this.
You sure?
Yes. Well, you have to explain it to the coroner. Okay, come back in the kneeling and notice how wonderful it feels.
Death by roller.
Yes. My dad, before he passed, was a cardiologist, and I'm like, Dad, why did you become a cardiologist? He's all, on the death report, I'm always right. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's just like, I'm like, Dad, what if they had cancer? And he's also like, cardiac arrest due to cancer. I'm like, what if it was head trauma? Cardiac arrest due to head trauma. He's all, I'm almost right. Okay, so we're going to put the roller behind your back now. Your butt's on the ground. It's going to start out behind your shoulder blades. You're going to interlock your fingers behind your head. This is where you get really, really careful as we do, you're careful of hair, jewelry, clothing, and drawstring. Abs are nice and tight. You're going to lift your booty up, and then you're going to roll your spine. As you roll towards us, your heels come up. As you roll away from us, your toes come up. So it's going to obey walking mechanics. You might hear your vertebrae re-articulating with snap, crackles, and pops. And as it gets easier, you can add a twist so you can get one side more than the other. Oh. You could do range of motion of your shoulders as well. You can do back bends and arches.
Just be careful with your hair.
Jewelry and drawstrings. It'll rip it out ruthlessly. When I was teaching in Santa Barbara, there was a woman who had dreadlocks, and she ran over a dreadlock and it popped it off her head, and it sounded like a gun went off. She was laughing because it just broke a segment of it, but it was like, bam! This is creating flexibility in your spine, but it's also working bladder channel in Eastern medicine. As you go on to one side, it's going to get small intestine channel. So there's all sorts of benefits for rolling. Okay, you're going to drop your butt down. The roller's going to stay underneath your shoulder blades. You're going to tip your head back, arms go over the top of your head. One arm at a time, you're going to do circles above your head. Remember, your shoulder is a ball and socket joint, so this motion should be nice and round. There should be no cracking and popping, and there shouldn't be excessive neck tension. I know you guys hate this. No one loves this. But we have to practice neck extension as well as flexion. And unless you have a career of installing light bulbs and ceiling fans, you seldom bring your hands over the top of your head during the day, unless you have a lot of friends that are very far away from you want to say hello to. Okay, then roll down the roller until it's under your head like a pillow. This is everyone's favorite. Turn your head left and right. Just say nope. Nope to dope and ugh to drugs. I used to think that was Officer Gruff that said that. But it was actually a guy named Clifton Earle and his mannequin, or what is it, ventriloquist dummy? Sergeant McGruff was take a bite out of crime. Okay, we're gonna sit back up again, say yes, Marty's going to try to say no. You're going to put the roller in your left pocket. It's going to go diagonal across your body. And then you're going to lean back. Your butt's going to stay on the ground. Your right shoulder goes on the ground. Your head's on the roller. And then your left arm goes above your head as you do circles above your head. Again, the motion should be nice and circular and round. There should be no pain. If there is, you have to figure out what you have to stabilize, whether it's shoulder muscles, your abs, or even your leg muscles, to take the tension and work out of your shoulders. Oh, we'll come around and help you.
So you're actually going to put it behind your back.
Go ahead, sit up.
It's going to feel
Sit up.
awkward, but there you go.
It's a California thing.
This arm's going
That hand down. Left hand's over the top of your
yeah,
head.
you're going the opposite
sit up.
direction. Don't worry.
We're going to bring us all the way up under here.
You're right. You're good.
Much more miserable.
She's opposite of you.
I remember this
It's all good.
much more difficult.
Yes. I know, but we're still going to do it.
I know this is the arm that's harder to do.
Keep breathing. Wait, something's going wrong here.
Oh,
Other arm. You're reversed. It's okay.
Keep breathing.
Keep breathing. Over the top of your head, like mainly up here.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. And then whatever side you're on, you're going to reverse sides.
So bring the roller to your opposite hip.
Yeah, we would give you instructions, but everyone went different directions. So back when I was in college and I was doing a lot of martial arts, we had a little kids demonstration, so we wanted to get them a little routine so they could look really cool, and we trained them inside the dojo. Then we took them outside. And it's funny, because they didn't have the confinements of the four wall or orientation from the four walls, it completely fell apart. Up over the top of your head, make sure the joint is circular. This will help you with your surfing. Oh, see, that click shouldn't be there. Smiles are up.
Keep breathing. Keep smiling.
Yeah. All the people that are wonky are from California. Abs are nice and tight. And then put that roller back under your head like a pillow. And you're going to turn left and right. Just say no. So what you're finding out is the shoulder can impact the neck, but then the shoulders are impacted by the hips. So you see what this is called a kinematic chain. So one part of the body affects another part of the body. And that's why rehab is always very interesting. If someone has an ankle problem, they think they only rehab their ankle. They don't realize they have to rehab their hips and their shoulders. And that's why the repetitive injuries, even though they're doing rehab. Okay, take the roller out from underneath your head. You're going to get your lacrosse ball, and you're going to put it on your right shoulder, underneath your right shoulder. Whoops, where did my ball go?
Yours escaped.
And once it's underneath your right shoulder, you're going to roll around on that right shoulder. You're going to just wiggle around on top of it. You can even move your arm around. This will open up range of motion. Remember, the sharp searing pain that you're feeling in your shoulder has nothing to do with the ball, but has a lot to do with how you accidentally use your shoulders to do something they shouldn't. Smiles are up. And you're breathing. If you want to make it more intense, you can lift your head up. Remember, if you feel sharp pain, in this case, it's sharp pain. And as you feel ready, you could switch sides. Everyone has a better or worser side. Try to balance it out. Okay. As much as you're enjoying this, come back into kneeling. Where the rib cage comes together is a little thing called the xiphoid process. I want you to really stay off of your xiphoid process unless you've done this for a long, long time. Careful of the costal-chondral junction where your ribs come together into the cartilage. And if you have really large floating ribs, be careful of that. But otherwise, we're going to roll the belly clockwise, counterclockwise, top to bottom, side to side, doesn't matter. And we're going to do this on our belly in push-up position. If it's too much, you can bend your knees if you want. You can even go on your elbows. But remember, sharp pain is gas. Dull, achy pain is fecal material. Deep, boring pain is blood stagnation or adhesion. Your job is to break this up. See what it's like to have your head higher than your butt, or your butt higher than your head. This is equal opportunity body part class. Oh. But visualize what you're doing. You're rolling out your intestines, your reproductive organs, your kidneys, and indirectly, your stomach, liver, spleen, pancreas, and gallbladder.
Just keep breathing.
Yes. There should be no pain. There's an interesting thing called viscerosomatics. Viscera meaning organ, somatic meaning body, referral, where because there's no pain fibers in your abdomen, it tends to refer elsewhere in your body. That's why when people have heart attacks, they grab their shoulder and their wrists. Or if you had too much ice cream and it went down too fast, you grab your forehead, you don't grab your stomach. But if you've ever had a bladder infection, you often have low back pain. Intestinal problems will give you low back pain. Gallbladder problems give you right shoulder pain. Stomach and heart are interesting because they have the same referral pattern. So if you have a nice gas ball in your stomach, it'll feel like a heart attack sometimes. But roll it out. Don't let your jaw get tight.
Keep breathing.
Yes.
Keep smiling. So although you're staring at the mat, it's important to keep smiling when you feel tension in your body.
Especially your abdomen.
Because we want the brain to associate the activity you're currently engaging as a positive one.
Okay, come back into kneeling, just see how things feel. It should be one heck of a lot easier to breathe. You should feel the diaphragmatic breathing down low versus chest breathing. Okay, now we're going to get above the diaphragm as we go gently, gently, gently into breast tissue, armpits, even the throat. And the way we're going to do that is in all fours. No pressure on the ball. Tiny little bit of pressure. If you feel safe, you could drop a lot of pressure. You're going to move around. And once again, visualize what you're doing. You're opening up the lymphatics to your breast, your chest, your lungs, your thyroid, your thymus, your brain, your liver, stomach, spleen, pancreas, gallbladder. Just a few things. Do one side, then the other. You can do range of motion of your shoulder at the same time to help open things up. Keep breathing. Jaws relaxed. Stay engaged with your abs, your pelvic floor, second chakra, third chakra. Stay connected to your breath. This will help open up your lung field. We're in the fall. This is long, large intestine time. Hooray, you guys have made it. Now, you're going to lay on top of your roller lengthwise. Butt at one end, head at the other end. Your feet are parallel, your knees are bent. So we're setting up athletic ready posture. You're bent in the lower half of your body. Now you're going to elongate through your torso just by laying on the roller. And you're breathing. We're going to do a tiny bit of this because I promised it. We're going to do some patterning. When I say red, you're going to lift up your right fingertips, left toe tips. And when I say blue, you're going to lift up your left, right, right foot, left toe, fingers. You guys get it. Red. Red, red, red. Now switch. We're going to do blue, 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 blue. Okay? Now here we go. Red, blue, red, blue, red, 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 blue, red, blue, blue, red, blue, red, red, blue, red. Breathe. This is a fundamental pattern. This is called a contralateral pattern. Pattern of thriving. It's a pattern of learning. It's a pattern of restoration. Blue, 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 red, blue, red, blue, 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 red, blue, red, red, blue, red, red, blue, red, blue, red, red, blue, blue, red. Breathe. Now we're going to bring it all together. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Continue and breathe. This is walking. This is why walking is so important in the restoration of the nervous system. This is why they all say walk it off, because what it does is integrate your central nervous system. Keep breathing, keep smiling. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Notice when it starts breaking down. There's nothing wrong when it does, but just correct it. And close your eyes. And then you can stop and just breathe. Gently roll off your rollers onto your back. See what the ground feels like underneath you. If we've done everything correctly, it should feel like you're laying in a groove, and that's because your back stabilizers have turned back on to stabilize and your hips are open to move.
Go ahead and extend your legs.
Now just breathe. You guys have done an amazing job. And on behalf of Mari and me, we'd like to say thank you for being here, supporting us, doing the crazy things we ask of you. We appreciate you so very much. Namaste.
Namaste.